In this video, I'll be showing you how to use the Bashforth 2 or AB-2 formula to solve for an ordinary differential equation given an initial value problem. And so before we proceed, I recommend that you copy this table down here first, just so that it becomes easier when you want to input values along the video. Or you can also download this Excel file, which I've shared in the description below. And so the Excel file comes complete with all of the workings ready, but I still recommend that you follow through with this video to understand where we got those values from. Right, before moving on, I think it's much easier to understand what we're doing here, or what we're doing with the AB2 formula through this illustration. And so basically we have this person who's trying to climb up a mountain. And at the base of the mountain, or x equals 0, we know that that person is at a height of y equals 1. What we want to figure out is that at the peak of the mountain, or x equals 2, what height is that person currently at? And so we can use the AB2 formula to iterate and find the height of that person. Here we're given our problem, which is the ODE we're going to solve for. And we have the Bashforth formula, but we also have the Euler formula. And I'll be explaining why we need to use the Euler formula as well for the first few iterations. We're given our parameters here, which is our initial value of x0, which is 0, and we have our initial value of y, which is 1, meaning at x equals 0, y equals to 1. We have our step size h, and the step size is just simply the distance covered per iteration, meaning if this person is climbing up the mountain, he takes 0.1 steps, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, eventually reaching 2. And our range here is simply where we want to iterate from, which in this case is from 0 to 2, from the base to the peak of the mountain. Right, with that, I think we can move on to the solving the ODE here in our iteration table. And the first thing we want to do is reference our initial values. So our initial value at 0 is x equals 0 right here. And for yi, it is 1. So let's reference these first. Here. Okay. And here we have to evaluate the ODE using our xi and yi values. So it's simply just 0 squared plus, simply just 0 squared plus 1, like this. And basically what we're doing here is just replacing all the x's and y's with our own values. And here it's simply just h multiplied by f of x I, yi, which is just taking the step size here, dollar signing it, multiplied by the evaluation, like this. Okay, and the second xi is simply just the previous xi plus the step size, and don't forget to dollar sign it since it remains constant. And yi is the following. So we can't use the AB2 formula yet, and that's because if you look closely, if we want to utilize the AB2 formula to predict the second yi, we need two evaluations, meaning we need an f of x I yi, and we need an f of xi minus 1, yi minus 1. Now the thing is, we've only been able to evaluate the ODE once, right? That's because we only have these set of values. So what we need to do is we need to model the second set of values first, and then afterwards we can use the AB2 formula. And so to model the second set of values, we can use the Euler method formula first, which is simply just the previous yi above plus h of x f of xi yi, which is this. And let's copy these formulas down like this. Just drag it with your mouse, or you can just Control D. And now we can use the AB2 formula. So copy this down to get our third xi value. And here is where we implement the Bashforth formula, which is simply just the previous yi, which for some reason is being blocked by the cell, but just copy that, plus open parenthesis 3 over 2 multiplied by this value here, minus 1 over 2 multiplied by our first evaluation here, and press enter. And just if you're a bit confused, we don't have to multiply it with h anymore because we've already multiplied both of these evaluations with h previously, right? So then the h has already been expanded to both values. So just leave it like that. and copy down the rest, and from here we're basically done. So take all these values, highlight them, and copy them down. So just Control D. And we get the following. So we've successfully iterated using the Adam-Bashforth 2 formula, and we found that at the peak of the mountain, or x equals 2, the person is at a height of 11.96, let's say, meters. So that is it for this video. I have some other videos on other numerical methods, such as the Euler method, Newton-Raphson, bisection, bracket, and so on. So if you need those or you're interested in those, please check them out. And yeah, thank you for watching.